Good afternoon, everyone. This is another one of my President's videos, and I'm very excited with the special guest that we have today. We have with us the Director of TRIO Support Services, and her name is Sarah Agede. And so, Sarah, we are so excited to have you tell us a little bit about something that I'm not sure everyone on campus has a full understanding of what exactly we do in terms of TRIO, who it helps here at SCC, and how important it is for these students that might have some significant challenge had they not have these kind of support structures. So why don't you tell us about it and your role as the director and how the program works.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. TRIO, Student Support Services, is a program that is offered to students who are either first generation, have a limited income, or are experiencing a disability, and can be kind of any combination of those. We have some students who are all three, and we have some students who just fall under one category. And what we get to do with students is to provide that extra layer of support. College is tough. It's hard to navigate around all of the deadlines and the important things that you're supposed to remember, like FAFSA just opened on October 1st, and a lot of our students are like, what? But that's a long ways away that I have to worry about that. And I'm like, no, we got to do it now. It's really important to get that done early and get that out of the way. And so we work with students to help them develop their financial plan to pay for college here at SCC. And if they plan to transfer, we know that the four-year colleges are a lot more expensive. So we help them look at what scholarship opportunities are available, what partnerships we have with Concordia and Wesleyan, and how you can take advantage of those scholarship opportunities. We get to take students on visits to four-year colleges and help them come up with that financial plan of what's going to be the best learning environment for me as I take the next step in my journey, but also how do I pay for that, and what will that look like, and will I take classes online or will I take it in person? We also get to help students develop those study skills and time management, things that we know that are helpful for college students, but just also for adults. We also are embarking on a new, we just were awarded our next grant cycle, which will run until 2025. And then this new grant cycle, we're going to be really focused on those career development skills. What skills do you need, not only those soft skills, but the hard skills that you need to be able to be successful in the work environment that you're pursuing. So we're taking a really strong focus on that in the next few years here. So.
Well, as you know, Sarah, well, thank you for that. And as you know, you occasionally will hear me talk a little bit about something called Goal 9. And I would have to believe, and Goal 9 is all about maximizing a positive, engaging environment by encouraging reflective and transparent communication in respect for the different viewpoints of others. And we like to think of those as emotional intelligence skills as well as resiliency skills. And I suspect those are really important, especially among students that might have some challenges, whether that be first generation, and maybe this is all new to a student, or they've had extended time, or they might be dealing with some sort of disability. So I suspect the Goal 9 is probably something you work on a regular basis.
Yep, absolutely.
So Sarah, I do want to go ahead and tell everyone something you had told me. You had learned or knew that I was a first generation college student, and you encouraged me to say something about it in this video. And certainly I can tell you that having gone through, and of course I started at a community college and probably would not have gone to college or didn't even know what it was really. And I was fortunate to get a track scholarship and then learn very quickly. I was much better at learning than I was running. So that was, but it was a tremendous eye-opening experience. And it was great to start out at a community college with smaller class sizes. So we didn't have a TRIO back then, but I suspect if we had one at the college I went to, I would have probably tried to take advantage of it. And I do want to hear more about what your program does, because remember I told you that I didn't want to make this video about me, and do you remember what you said? Sarah said, Well, that's odd because you seem to make everything else about you, Dr. Illich. And I was like, Sarah, that was quite assertive. You remember that part?
Well, I
I may have made that.
definitely am appreciative that you shared a little bit about what your background and your story is, because nearing in the next few weeks here, we will be engaging in First Generation Celebration Day here at SCC. And we have various activities planned to celebrate the first generation experiences of our students, but also of our staff and our faculty, because I definitely think that representation is really important. And so when we can share with the student, like when I was in college, I really struggled financially. And I at one point had 4 jobs while I was in college to try to make ends meet. I would not advisable. But I think that sharing those experiences and those challenges help the students to see that there is that end goal. I can get to that point of graduating and achieving my goals. So
There's you may know Brian Sack. Brian Sack is a good friend of mine, and he's very, very committed to some really key social issues, and one of them is poverty. And he was attending one of our events at SCC, and it was an event kind of celebrating a new health science building that we're about to open. And he made the comment, we were talking about first generation students, and he made the comment that, you know, if a student is from a kind of an impoverished situation, and they are able to get a degree like associate degree in nursing or some very skilled workforce type of degree, that could change that family for generations. And that really stuck with me. So when I think of first generation, it's maybe the first generation that has the opportunity to pursue the life-changing benefits of education. But here I go again, I'm making it about me. Let's make it the Sarah show for the last couple of minutes. How are we doing on time? We're doing pretty good. Sarah, what do you enjoy most about being the director of TRIO here at SCC?
So I really enjoy getting to be part of our students' journeys. First generation students or students who are have a limited income or experiencing a disability. That's the students I get to work with. And they are really driven and very resilient. They each have their own unique stories. And so to hear their history and their growth and how far they've come along is really something that is exciting to be able to be a part of. We get to work with students who are really brave. It takes a lot to be in a new environment where maybe they don't have a family member at home that knows how to navigate through all the college systems. And so they're just out here winging it and trying to figure it out for themselves. And I think that that's really exciting to witness. So, and we get to have a lot of fun in TRIO. We get to go on cultural experiences. We were going to go see To Kill a Mockingbird prior to COVID, but they'll be around in 2022. So we get to take our students on experiences like that and visit colleges across the state and even out of state with them as well. So,
you know, sometimes, Sarah, what appears to be a challenge or an obstacle can actually be an incredible benefit. One of the great things about dealing with some of the things our students in the TRIO program might have had to deal with, and some of their challenges, actually, as you pointed out, many of them are very resilient, because pushing yourself can definitely strengthen, and it almost automatically generates personal growth. You know, it's uncomfortable, it certainly is, but it's a great opportunity to make yourself stronger. So students that are having to do the same thing as other students, but maybe with some additional challenges, in some ways that will benefit them in a very special way. Anything else you want to add about the program?
Well, I do want to mention just another shameless plug for our upcoming event. We will be celebrating First Generation Day on November 9th. So be on the lookout for the events on each of our campuses, and we'll have stickers for staff to wear that'll either say, I am First Gen, or I support First Gen students. So we are excited about that.
I believe you have asked me to attend, and I think I'll be able to make it to the one on the Lincoln campus. I'm afraid to ask what I'm going to be doing at the, I just said it's important to grow personally by pushing yourself. So I will. Don't tell me what it is, and unless it requires preparation. Otherwise,
it won't be too crazy.
I'll try to be, I'll try to improv. How about that? Well, you've been wonderful, Sarah. I appreciate it. Any last minute words that you have for SEC before we leave this afternoon?
No, just thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, I will tell you this, you have great energy. I appreciate your enthusiasm for the program. And for everyone out there watching this, I want you to know, I usually contact a person and says, will you make a video with me? If not, I'll be quite disappointed. I don't say that, but I think sometimes people feel obligated when I ask them. I didn't ask Sarah, she called me and says, I want to make a video and be part of your president's videos. And I want to tell them about my TRIO program. And I thought that was, I love that. That's assertive. And that's what that's all goal. That's very goal 9, very transparent, very assertive. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Happy.
Sarah, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and I'll talk to everyone later. All right. Take care.
Yep.